back in 1983 when I first got my computer, games, to say they had crap graphics was probably an understatement. Go back even further, go back to the Atari 2600 and then later on the ZX81. Graphics were absolutely woeful. But here's the thing, video games were still fun to play, and why was that? Because they had playability by the bucket load. What I'm going to do today is show you 5 ridiculously simplistic looking games that are actually really fun to play. Let's batter on. And the first game we're going to take a look at is called Gridder. This was released in 1983 by Micro Digital. Now, yeah, you're saying to yourself, this is just a shameless rip-off of Amadar, and you know what? You'd be absolutely right. But that doesn't matter because I will go to prove just what a great little game this is. Now, quite obviously, it does... balls. It doesn't have a Rob Hubbard soundtrack, but that doesn't matter. So the idea of this game, I say, if you've ever played Amadar, it's basically what you need to do is fill in the squares, and you do that by basically drawing outlines. You've got to outline the whole square, like so, and then it fills in, and that is basically the game. But trust me, it is huge fun. Oh, arse. Now, I did have this game back in the day, and trust me, I played it a lot. I mean, I had other way better looking games, but this one had a lot of gameplay. And the last few bit to go. Come on. Oh, balls. I didn't realise you bounced back there. Let's give it one more go. But games really don't come much simpler to play or looks wise than something like this. Yeah, you're going to struggle to find a game that's got worse graphics and certainly worse sound, but you know what? Put them both together, chuck in some good gameplay, and you've got an absolutely cracking little game. Right, that's enough of that. That is Gridder, I should say. I think it was also released as Super Gridder, but from what I can see, I think it was exactly the same game. Yep, let's crack on. Right, this next one, this is Grid Runner. Now, you may be familiar with this one because Jeff has written this game for quite a few systems, including the PS4. I'm going right back to almost the very beginning. The original version of this came out on the VIC-20, then it came out on the C64. If I'm honest, I think the VIC-20 is the one to play, but I'm sticking to C64 games for this one. So yeah, here we go. Let's crack on. Press fire to begin. Turn the sound down a wee bit. Now, the idea of the game, it's basically just to clear the matrix. Now, you'll see there, moving from left to right, you've got a little, I don't know what you call it actually, a little kind of gun placement which will fire one laser as it moves along. Gotcha. And on the left hand side, moving up and down, or sorry, it's not moving up and down, it just moves from top to bottom. Again, you've got another one which will just shoot a horizontal bullet across. so you need to kind of be mindful of them. They'll only shoot once each time they pass, you just got to make sure you kind of dodge it. But it's, you can see there, it's based on Centipede. It's probably, I was going to say it's probably slightly faster pace than Centipede, but I don't think it is. Centipede's quite a quick game. But it's a lovely little game, it really is. It's, once you start getting into it, you know, the graphics absolutely belie the gameplay. Oh, damn it. It may look simple, but it's challenging as hell. And if you're into shoot 'em ups of any kind, then you're going to love this. Go and check it out. The sound in this one is absolutely top notch. Jeff Minter really, he's, in my opinion, he's probably the master of sound effects in games. I know a lot of his more kind of modern games that he's done in the PS4 and PC. He does steals probably probably a bit too strong, but he does borrow sound effects from arcade games. But before he started doing that, he was the king of sound effects. Some of the VIC-20 sound effects are just awesome. In fact, I think is it Moose Life, which is his latest game, I'm sure I read that he's actually used some of the VIC-20 sound effects in the PS4 game. So it's not on the PS4 yet, it's on the PC. I think I've just started another game there. I'll have one more life and then we'll move on. What you want to try and do, which I'm not very good at, is try and watch for when hey, at last, watch for when the little lasers fire. They can only fire once each kind of sweep. Once I've done that, then you're kind of safe to pass. But trust me, if Dodon Patchy floats your boat, or you like a bit of, I don't know, R-Type, or a bit of Centipede, whatever, go and check this game out. You know, trust me, you'll not be disappointed at all. See past the graphics and just enjoy the game for what it is. A cracking arcade blaster. So anyway, that's Gridrunner. Right, the next one, this is Jumpman, and this was released in 1983 by Quix. I can see you looking at this thinking, what the hell is this guy on about? Trust me, just stick with me, lads and girls. Right, let's get going. How do we start it? Right, okay, so let's just go for beginner. And depress the return rather than depress the return key. Number of players, let's go for 1. Right, the idea of the game is to collect, I don't even know what these things are, these little brown things, I don't know what they are. Oh balls have just fallen off. Now, what you need to be careful of here is that little, I don't know what it is, a bullet, a heat-seeking missile. Oh, it's a white pixel. What happens is it will move along and then it'll try and home in on you when it sees you. Can we jump here? I think we can. I think we can. Oh, that was close. Ow, arse. Sound is atrocious, graphics are even worse, but by goodness it's a cracking little game to play. And that should, there you go, yeah, it moves along until it kind of comes into line with you and then it'll just kind of shoot straight up. How do we get that? Do we have to run and jump? There we go. Come on. Up here. Yeah, I mean this game makes Chucky Egg look like, I don't know. Looks like the next of us. But it's an utterly fiendish little game. I'll just wait for that to kind of come along like so and then move up. There we go. There we go, end of level 1. I mean, just look at these graphics. Mission Impossible, or Impossible Mission I should say, has got absolutely nothing in this game. I know what one I would rather play. Come on! That's going to come and get me. I don't know why they've paused, that's strange. There we go, yeah, absolutely fantastic. That is Jumpman. Let's move on. Right, sticking with simplistic platform games. This one probably takes it up slightly in the graphical stakes, but it's still very simplistic, and this is Load Runner. I think it did get released for Atari 800. It also came out in the Spectrum, I believe, and this is a C64 one. Now, if you look up the word or the phrase minimal graphics, it's got a picture of this. But you know what? It just plays absolutely superbly. The idea of the game is to basically collect all the gold by just walking over it. Now these little baddies, if they'll pick up the gold. So what you've got to do, you need to. We're going to get that. Quick, there we go. Yeah, the baddies will. They'll pick up the gold, but if you make a hole, the baddies fall into the hole and then they'll drop the gold and you can pick it up. Very, very simplistic game mechanics, but again, it's got playability by the bucket load. Now, what was really nice about this game was there was actually a what do you call it? A construction kit built in, so you could make your own levels. It does get difficult very quickly though, you have been warned. I think you can turn off that that sort of warp effect thing, so it kind of loads, so it doesn't load quicker. The level starts; it'll just kind of instantly appear. I would suggest before you get into this game too much, is you actually have a look and try and plan your route, because yeah, you need to know where you're going. Come on, hurry up. Oof. There we go, there's the first 3 levels for you. Yeah, that is Load Runner. Another utterly fantastic little game. Right, and the very last one, I've probably saved the most simplistic one till the very last. This gets a bonus point just for the name of the programmer, A-Trot. Fantastic. So this is Sticks, and you're thinking to yourself, wait a minute, Mainmeister, this is just, this is Quix from the arcade. You know what, you'd be absolutely right. But the whole purpose of this video is just to demonstrate that you don't need awesome graphics. It's all about gameplay and game mechanics. This game here, the idea of the game is to basically you control a little, I don't know what you want to call it, a spark or a, I don't know what it is. You control that little white dot. And the idea of the game is to fill in, is it 75% of the screen? Now, you do so by pressing the fire button, and then that allows you to kind of move into the sort of plane area. Was that 75%? And what you need to do is you need to then return to the edge, like so, and then what it'll do is it'll fill in the section that you've just kind of cordoned off. The section that the little sticks are not in, if that makes any sense. There we go. It's ridiculously simple, but you know what? It is brilliant fun to play. It really is. Again, I played this. I think I had a copy of this when I first got my C64, and I would be lying if I said I'd never played this. I mean, I gave this so much gameplay back in the day. It's fantastic fun. There was a kind of newer version of this that came out called Volified, which again, it uses the same game engine. It uses the same game mechanics, you know, having to draw, but there was like special weapons and that kind of stuff. I always prefer, yeah, 75%. I always prefer the more basic original. You know, it's so simple. Now you'll see there's little, I think they're called sparks. They basically patrol the areas that you've kind of been drawing, and if they come into contact with your little white dot, then you lose a life. Sound effects are really simple as well, but again, that just, oh balls, there you go, I've just lost a life and I'm about to lose another one. Whoops, get up there. %77%, yeah, doing quite well. Now if you want bigger points, if you hold down the fire button, your little spark moves slower, but you'll see there it fills it in a different colour, and you get more points. And you'll see there the little sticks. I'm going to have another quick shot. The little sort of random sticks, which is the kind of baddie. It gets more random in its movement, so you know you've really got to be careful. What I'm going to try and do is see if I can box this little thing in. It's, you know what, if you're of a certain age, you're probably thinking this looks exactly like, what was that game, Etch-a-Sketch, and you'd be right. This is the electronic version of Etch-a-Sketch. That was the game where it was not a game, well it was a game, it was a drawing game. It came out back in the 70s, and you basically controlled the pen using two dials. Trying to draw a circle was impossible. So yeah, anyway, that's it. That is Sticks. So that is 5 extremely simplistic games that look shite but are actually great fun to play. Go and check them out, guys. And as always, thank you very much for watching.